Hi everyone, in this video I'm gonna explain to you how my custom Android runtime hooking works because one person in XDI forums comments in my post to explain how the hook works without needing root access. So for today's video I'm gonna explain to you how my Xposed hook.java works. You may find out in the source code in Mediafire. You may also modify and also download if you want. And also, I sent to you the link to download the Xposed Manager source code, which you can build it by yourself because I don't have proper tools to build it because of the limited resources. So I'm gonna say to you that instead of relying on Zygote like Cyjaisk did in Xposed, I'm using a process which typically uses from debugging tools like testing the Java to execute it, and also it uses a process for all system services. And also I'm using the art reflection API instead of modifying the art method, which how traditional Xposed did. And also you may wonder that why it uses Syscall. I'm not using Syscall just because I want to get into deeper layer of kernel because SE Linux blocks accessing to kernel, but also stealthiness. I need a stealthy approach. And also in my custom art hooking, it is possible that we can hook the system server, but we cannot modify the system server because SE Linux blocks it. I prevent hooking to system server because it might crash the device and it might boot loop, and you might need to factory reset your phone to fix it. And also the hidden API bypasses, which is I made without relying on traditional API bypass of Xposed. And also in my source code, it doesn't use some of the traditional Xposed features did, but I'm relying on my own. Here what you think that why I successfully hooked the non-critical system services from UID 1000 to UID 9999. Here's why. Some non-critical processes like Service Manager, Key Store, and so on have their own inherited processes, and it is not like a system server which is the critical processes in Android. And also app processes or app process may access some of the system services without even needing root. And also in SE Linux context, in shell we are allowed to use a process as long as it respects the boundaries of SE Linux. And also without root we cannot use the art method to manipulate the art internal just to achieve the traditional Xposed. But in every Android version, security is getting tighter and stricter, so most of you need to rely on the alternative approach without rooting your devices. This is why my custom art hooking is identical to traditional Xposed, but using the legitimate API that Google and other developers uses. And Google can add SE Linux policies, but they cannot block, or they cannot fully block, the art reflection API. And if you want to install um, the manager like Xposed, you need to build it, because I sent the zip file, and also you might need to use the Android Studio. For some cases, in Xposed, the version is initial, with the version 1.0. It is like similar to LSPost Manager UI, but in terms of hooking, it uses the source code of Xposed hook.java. You may find it in the source code in Xposed Manager. And also, many of you think that um, um, how it is possible that it can hook the UID 1000 with the system server. But I say to you that it is not a system server, or not all UID 1000 are system server. Most of them are non-critical, which we can hook. That's why some Xposed modules works fine. And also, the art reflection in my custom ART hooking is slower because of CPU overheat, while the traditional LSPost, which uses the Zygisks, which access the Zycode process. That's why it is faster than my art reflection, but it's fine actually. And also, not all Xposed modules might work when using my own art reflection API. Most of the Xposed modules really need Zycode init to achieve the successful hooking. But some of the developers might create the Xposed modules will support my art hooking, and also it doesn't require root, so you need to stay updated in Android communities. And also, some of the developers want to build the Xposed managers that I sent, so you can install the APKs and also enable the modules, and it will hook all processes except system server. That's it guys, and see you there soon.